Well, as you can see, our next segment really needs no introduction. It's Joe Baker. He's back with us, and we're going to cook up something delicious. What do you have in store today, Joe?
So today, obviously it's getting a little warm out there. One of our favorite street foods goes all the way back to one of my loves, Mexico. We're going to make churros. So in the pot here, we have water and butter. What we're trying to do is we're trying to melt the butter nice and slow. And of course, you could substitute butter for oil or any other healthier fat. So once we have a solid boil, we'll go ahead and remove it from heat. We can just turn off the burner. We'll add our flour. And then what we do is we stir, because what we're trying to create is a thick paste. So we're stirring and stirring. Feel free to grab the pot. And we're looking for a solid ball of dough. Now, once we get a good ball of dough, we'll actually turn the heat back on. And we're gonna cook it just until we see a little bit of steam come out of the dough. All total, this process should take about 3 to 5 minutes. I can see just a little bit of steam wafting up a little bit. So I'm gonna turn this off. We're gonna get all of this into that mixing bowl. Perfect. So what we do next is we'll turn it on low speed, and we're gonna start mixing it with a paddle attachment. And then we're gonna start adding our eggs. Now for churros, we want them to be super crispy, so we use a lot of egg whites, because we know the egg white doesn't have very much fat. And we can go ahead and start adding them in. Now we want to add them in about thirds, right, in increments, because if we add all the egg product at once, it'll shatter the mixture and it won't come back together. So it's looking great. We can go ahead and add just a little bit more.
Okay.
The ideal texture we're going for here is paste. We're getting very close. Go ahead and turn it up one speed. Perfect. Now we can add the rest of it in there.
Okay.
Now, once you have all your product in there, you're gonna mix, and it'll take a lot longer to come back together. All right, so let's go ahead and cut it off.
Take it off?
Yes, ma'am. Perfect. And then using our spatula, we can come in here and try and finish it by hand. As you can see, we have a beautiful paste. It should just drip right off of there, okay? So if you'll put this in the bag. Perfect.
Okay,
right?
Should be enough,
so we'll fold the bag over. Excellent. And what we'll do is we'll set it on the table, and we'll make sure that everything is down at the bottom. So just using the karate chop of your hand, just kind of squeeze it all down. All right, so we have our oil at about 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So we take our bag, and we'll hold it about an inch off the oil, and we'll drop just a little bit in, and then we'll pull it up and see how it fries. Now, it should instantly start to bubble, and within 30 seconds, it should rise all the way to the top and start floating. So we're observing how quickly they cook. So then we can go ahead, after about 30 to 45 seconds, we'll flip it over and see how the bottom of it looks. We're already getting some browning. These should cook in 3 minutes or less. And we're getting very close already. And you can see we're definitely getting a beautiful golden brown now. So our first churro here, we'll flip it over. We'll pull it up and we'll drain it for a moment or two. The thing is, it needs to go in while it's hot so the sugar will hold on to it. So we'll just drop it right in there. Candace, if you'll mix that for me. That looks fantastic. Right, now once we've coated it in the sugar and the cinnamon, a lot of times we'll leave it in there for a couple minutes. We don't want it to cool down per se, but we want to make sure all the sugars had a chance to grab on. So while this finishes frying, Candace, let's see how that one tastes.
All right. It looks beautiful.
Well, thank you. Are you happy with that?
Delicious.
It looks fantastic. Well, that's our recipe for Mexican street churros.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. My kids are going to love this too.
Excellent.
To get this full recipe and others, be sure to visit our website, todaywithcandace.com. And if you'd like to learn more about Joe and his culinary creations, check out joethebaker.com.